Bridge. The weather has been too rough to try and lift any remains of that bridge out of the water.
But divers did continue to work yet today as more commercial barge traffic moved around the wreck site in the new channel created by the U.S. Coast Guard. Our Scott Broom is back at the bridge where Maryland Governor Wes Moore and the military commanders working the recovery operation just gave an update. So what do we know now?
Well, we know that the weather is still very much a story. In fact, as you see the bridge over my shoulder, in the last hour, thankfully, the heavy winds and there was a thunderstorm that came through with lightning. That is all cleared, but you can see those big cranes out there because they are potential magnets for lightning. All of that activity was idled this afternoon. In a briefing we just had here from Governor Wes Moore and many of the federal authorities, the Army Corps of Engineers is now talking about lifting wreckage from the side of the channel opposite the ship. It's a two-lane channel, basically, like a highway, and perhaps that could get a single lane of this two-lane channel open, leaving the possibility that shipping could move through before the dolly is completely out of there. That's some time away. There's no time frame for that. And perhaps before all the debris is removed. With 7 cranes now out there, there was also a discussion today about beginning to unload the dolly by putting shipping containers on barges. Let's start our coverage of this by listening to Colonel S.T.S. Pinchison of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and Rear Admiral Shannon Gilreath of the Coast Guard.
In order for us to allow for some deeper traffic, so as we get deeper into the channel on that far side and clear deeper wreckage from the far side of the channel, we're hoping to be able to traffic larger vessels through.
We are staged to begin lifting the first of those undamaged containers off the bow of the ship. Now, we need to lift those undamaged containers off to give us space to safely operate, to begin to plan to remove portions of the bridge that are also now embedded into the ship. But we need a weather window to do that. And so we're staged and ready to go. We just need a break in the weather to be able to pull that, start those operations.
Meanwhile, residents of Riviera Beach in Anne Arundel County are reporting debris washing up in their community downstream of the bridge. The items appear to be large pieces of shattered lumber that either came from the ship, the collapsed bridge, or pilings around it that were crushed when the dolly came crashing in, causing concern.
It's unbelievable that it made it here that fast, but I'm expecting to see more.
We don't know if there's chemicals, contaminants on it, so we're just leaving it there and letting the authorities take care of it, hopefully.
Today, Governor Wes Moore said state officials have investigated.
And they have performed water sampling upriver and downriver from the collapsed site. Their samples have revealed that there are no contaminants, including fuel, and the continued examination and the continued operations of being able to test the water will continue throughout.
All right, so no contamination found. That last shot there was one of the 8 commercial barges that has passed through since the Coast Guard got 2 lanes open, these side channels away from the wreckage. Now, those channels are only 11 feet deep and 14 feet deep. I had a discussion today with the executive director of the American Dredging Association, who also used to direct the port here in Baltimore, and he said that members of his industry are standing by and poised for the possibility of trying to dredge one of those side channels perhaps a little deeper, get it down to perhaps 20 feet, where even heavier barges that can carry shipping containers could go through. It takes 35 feet of depth to be able to get some of the car carriers and other big ocean-going ships through. That's why they're still focusing on that main channel. And again, you heard discussions today about perhaps just opening the side of the channel, even while the dolly is still there, to begin to get ocean-going ships through. And again, no time frame for that. We're waiting for the weather to clear to start lifting debris out of the water. Reporting live at the Key Bridge, Scott Broom, WUSA 9.
Yeah, and Scott, we've seen that mangled ship and bridge there behind you for more than a week now, but it sounds like they are making some progress. Scott, thank you. And you can count on WUSA 9 to be on top of every development in the Baltimore Key Bridge collapse. Right now, you can use your phone's camera to scan that QR code on your screen, and we will send you a link to all of the reporting we have done so far.